Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Martinez here, and welcome to another video. And this time, we're going to talk about an anime called Akame Get Kill. Came out in 2014, and I'm not doing this alone. I have two very special guests with me. So, introduce y'all.
Hi, my name is AG7.
Yo, it's editor Kosyu.
Okay, so the story takes place in a village, and there's a guy named Tatsumi. He's our main character. And you thought Akame Get Kill would be this person named Akame, but we'll get to that later. So, anyways, a young villager named Tatsumi, he plans to head to the Imperial capital to try to raise money for his village. When he arrived, he discovered that there was roughly a corruption in the area because this girl, rich girl, he's like, oh, we're gonna do something. And like, okay, went to this building at nighttime and realized that two of his friends in the village were caught and imprisoned. It's very gory, so apologize. Then an unknown group known as Night Ray comes by and they tell him, join us. And it's basically an anti hero thing because the city thinks that they're the villains, and but then the Night Raid says that, oh, they're the actual villains. So Tatsumi joins them just to fight the Empire and its corruption. So we have the leader, the agenda. We also have Akame, Mine, Lubbock, Bulat, Leone, and Shio. This anime, very gory.
It's very innocent at first, and then it becomes gory.
Like
I mean,
like every mature 17 plus
Yeah,
anime.
basically.
yeah, sounds about
And they
right.
just say there's a lot of killing every episode. There are small differences between the anime and the manga.
Let's let Kosu handle it because like he read
Yeah,
the
yeah,
manga and the anime.
you
So
probably know the
what's
difference.
the difference between like the anime
The
and the
manga and
manga?
the anime.
Yeah,
The difference between the anime and the manga in the end?
yeah. Every member of the Night Raid died except Najinda. Does Najinda survive in the anime or does she die? Because
She survived.
it's similar to the anime.
Yeah, Tatsumi actually becomes a dragon in the manga.
Becomes a dragon. That's a
Yeah.
new one.
Yeah, you know the curse. Oh, wait. Did they even explain the curse in the anime?
Not in like particular. Bulat is like, okay, this is the Imperial
Because that
curse you.
Imperial was basically a curse. The more you use it, the more you become a dragon, basically.
Oh,
Yeah, it basically
see,
turns your
see,
DNA into something
see,
else.
that wasn't explained in the anime. In the
Yeah.
anime, if you get a good impression of an Imperial arm, then you'll like bond with it. So I thought that was it. Let's just back up a little and explain what Imperial arms is for those
Imperial
of you who
arms
don't
are
know.
basically your own form of weapon.
Could you go into more detail about that?
No.
So Imperial arms are built in the anime. It only said Imperial arms are created by the first emperor of the country. Created this Imperial arms to fight against other
It's
nations.
basically like a war gadget. If you're compatible with it, then it works. Like,
Oh, as death.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
as the
Yeah, yeah. She could have gotten another Imperial arm, but she drank some liquid thing, I believe. And then she became Ice Switch because she was compatible with it. If
yeah
I'm pretty sure
Imperial
they
arms.
stated if anyone else tried to do that, they probably die.
I remember this one scene when they defeated this assassin with like two blades who can see the future. They gave it to Tatsumi. He was incompatible with the Imperial arms. They can reject you. It has a mind of its own. What I believe is in Curcio, the armor that Bulat and Tatsumi wears, it's from a real life dragon, but I don't know what Akami's weapon is made out of, but like it kills in one shot.
Hateful and spiteful rage, I believe.
Oh. Do you know what like Mine's Imperial arms are?
Well, wasn't her
It's like
like a giant gun?
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
giant
it
gun
was
that like powers up when she is in danger or something. Yeah.
All I remember was
oh.
she used it and then she went unconscious.
When it comes to mine, she's a very unique character in my opinion. I realize like mine is like a tsundere type of character, because
Huh.
you know like any character, you know, like when they first hate you and then later on they're gonna develop a love interest to you
They get together in the end in the manga, but
in the manga, but
obviously in the
in the
anime,
anime, unfortunately, no.
that Ice Witch took out Tatsumi as well.
I thought you were gonna say like mine was unique because she was a foreigner because she has like pink hair or something. That that's a foreigner status.
I mean,
And
Leona had
Kamika kill.
yellow hair. Isn't she more of a foreigner?
I don't know, dude. Like mine was
Gulak
actually
has like
yeah
green hair, my dude.
Didn't Bullet say he was also gay?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
When it comes to deaths, one of them was a girl named Chelsea. I actually loved her ability on it. Just puts on this makeup and then like can actually look like a certain person. Her personality, I really love it. Like your typical like go to a nice want to be around with type of girl. I think there were people, other villains were involved, and one of them turns out to be Kame's sister. Yeah,
Didn't Chelsea like poison her and then she didn't get
Yeah, I
poisoned?
remember that scene too.
no,
Yeah,
like no, like she had like there was like two
Yeah,
people
I think
with
she
her.
had like poison resistance because she ate too much candy and she got diabetes or something, and that's how she developed poison
But
resistance.
but the honestly, Chelsea was such a nice girl, but her death was so sad.
I mean,
She was
let's
nice for an assassin.
wait. Let's talk
If
about.
this wasn't like an action or death game, honestly, she would have been like a nice friend to
Let's
be with.
talk about the pros and the cons. Let's
Yeah.
move away
We
from
can
like
talk about best girl later.
later in the series, but let's talk about the series in general. Let's start with 21
Me?
Airball. Like, what's
Hmm.
your pros?
What I liked about the pros of the anime was good storyline, a lot of action. To top it off, this is a side note. I really love the opening song of the anime. Probably not gonna be shown because
First
due
time
to
getting
copyright
copyrighted.
issues. The singer is the same girl who voiced Akame, so I'm a Mia. Very good song. I got copyrighted before. A lot of character building. That's a good thing. And I think that's pretty much it on my pros. How about you guys?
I like the growth of Tatsu. He was actually going to apply for the Imperial Guard or
Yeah.
something, but like he became an anti-hero for Night Raid, and Airball said his growth getting stronger is what I liked about the anime, and I like the fights. The fight scenes were impactful, and it's not just one-sided. In most of the animes that have heroes and villains, the heroes will come out on top, kind of thing. But Akame ga Kill doesn't do that. It's being realistic. If you're like weaker than this character, then you'll die. You gotta put your life on the line, and if you die, then you die.
Yeah.
Even if they overuse their Imperial Arms, they die. There's so much risk and there's so much roller coaster ride involved because the enemies they face, the Exus army, they're like no joke. They're on par with Night Raids. It kind of reminds me of first battle between Sasuke and Naruto. Okay, Naruto's the main character, so he's gonna bring Sasuke back to the village, but the opposite happened. Sasuke left the village. So I liked it when the main character lost. I don't really mind if you disagree with me, but I like the fact that like Night Raid lost some people. Cause if they won, it'll be like that's too overpowered, you know.
I don't know,
This kind of
man.
thing.
Night Raid didn't lose some
So
people. They lost almost
yeah,
everyone.
Lost the
they
entire
lost
squad.
everyone. That was very well written. As a fan, good winning. It's not just handed to the author made it realistic. So that's what I liked
To
about it.
top it off, the anime studio White Fox, how they animated the anime, they
Yeah,
did
it
a
was
really good job.
pretty awesome.
I like our main characters, Akame and Tatsumi. They both have very good character development. While Tatsumi had the most emotional ride for his life, he had to discover the truth first. Seeing his best friends actually die, and then joining the night raid, and then actually watching his seniors die as well, and witnessing not just a normal death where the enemy will just usually like pierce them in the heart and leave them be. It's more of a we're just gonna mutilate their entire body. There are scenes where people are ripped in half or just head on a stick. So basically, our boy Tatsumi gets to see all these cruel methods of punishment when they find rebels against the government. I also like how it was evenly matched on both sides of the fight. There's a lot of times where you don't know which side would come out victorious, or even when one side is about to win, the other side has some hidden trump card in their sleeve, like how Estef was about to die, and then she pulls out her ultimate move, which literally froze time. And then she destroyed Susano. Everyone had to pull back because they didn't expect Estef to have something like a power move like that. I also like how the Emperor dude, he's like a kid, but the fat dude manipulated the kid in the anime to become like some giant.
The ruler of the
Yeah,
world. Yeah.
that was a giant Imperial arm, and that was almost unbeatable. The kid was just being manipulated so hard.
Okay, moving on. The cons.
They did it dirty compared to the manga.
Frick, cons. I think even though the series of the anime were it was a long series, I think it was
they
24
follow
or 25
manga.
episodes roughly.
Well, they only had like 20,
it would have been
20
nice
something
if they
episodes,
could
right?
got every single detail that was spot on.
Yeah, they tried to
Between
cram
anime
everything in one season.
like from the manga to the anime. If they didn't have to change like the plot, I think it would have been a bit better. Yeah, like to follow the manga from the start. Like Studio White Fox, they did a good job. They just like the rough idea. I know Studio White Fox, they also did another anime, Steins Gate, which is based off of a visual novel. They did that Dutch justice, but I don't know what happened when it came to Akame Ga Kill, which came out a couple of years later. But regardless,
I mean,
I
maybe the
think
author didn't have any choice,
everything
but whatever.
if it
That's
improved,
just a side
I
note.
think that's why, and maybe a bit rushed.
No.
Is there anything that you didn't like?
For me,
I meant like
I didn't like the fact that, but I didn't like that the friend of Tots died right away. I think it was Iesu and Sayo. I actually thought it was a waste to just throw them away like that. That's one thing I didn't like.
See?
And the other is that they actually kind of killed everybody off. They shouldn't have done that. They should have saved one or two characters, in my opinion, because
No wonder Tatsumi died in the end.
well, I thought mine died. I think like she overused her Imperial Arm. Yeah, in the anime she died. I didn't read the manga. I'm just basing off of the anime, but like they actually killed off everybody else.
In the anime, she died. In the manga, no.
My cons, I just didn't like how they
But
ending dirty compared to the original. In the original, Tatsumi evolves in Kosyu. I know for sure in the manga, the kid emperor dude, he didn't even have that kind of imperial arm. They kind of took out that giant imperial arm out of nowhere. Well, he was always manipulated by that fat
he
dude.
was always manipulated, so like I couldn't quite figure it out, like what his like
I thought they
motivation.
gave him a backstory that he was like royalty or something, and he must uphold principles to protect the peace. But then he ended up like killing all the townspeople as well. He contradicted that. He started like shooting lasers like he was a Gundam or something. Did
Because, like, he
Akame
was
and her sister get
Yeah,
along
exactly.
in the anime?
Yeah, Akame killed her.
In the manga, they actually get together. Kurome and Akame, they actually become sisters once again. They don't go for each other's throat. And Wave and Tatsumi actually get along. And I don't think Wave dies. Yeah, Wave's still alive. And Tatsumi lives as a dragon. I just didn't like how they basically rushed the series. They could have made it into like 2 seasons.
If Akame got a remake, then what do you want to see?
Honestly, if there was a second season, it would have been.
Yeah, just basically stick to the original.
Yeah, if they made a remake.
That would be cute. Yeah.
I actually want to see mine and Tatsumi happy life in the end, and Kurome and Wave getting together as well, and SDEF still dying, and yeah, that's about it.
Let's just rate the anime. I'll give it a solid 7 because I think they were making it more of a action-packed anime, but like it turned out to be more of a brutal assassin. Actually, maybe they were going for that, but there was too much loose ends. But I wanted to know how each of them got their Imperial Arms. I got kind of curious about that and like some other stuff. But overall, it's a fun anime to watch.
I'll actually agree with you. I would give it like 7.4 around that area because sure it's rated 17 plus due to all the bloody scenes. There are like anime similar to this concept, but it's hard to actually perform this type of genre. On my anime list, they gave it a 7.54 out of 10. it would have done better.
Yeah, I also agree. I'm giving it a 7. It could have done better, but they rushed it. They could have split it up into 2 seasons to actually cover more material and cover up all the loose ends. And it strayed away from original. The animations are aesthetic to
Yeah,
watch.
even though it says based off of the manga. So that's it for our review. If you guys seen this anime, what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear what you like to say down in the comment section below. If you want to check out my fellow colleagues here, I'll leave their links down in the description below. If you guys liked it so far and want to see their concept, feel free to leave a like. And if you're new, subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for joining me.
No problem.
This is Twin signing out. Have a wonderful day and take care.